Lesson 1, Project Report Review.
Morning, Anna. I wanted to chat with you about the project report we're working on.
Hello, John. Great, I'm happy to discuss the report. What did you have in mind?
Well, I was thinking it would be helpful if we could both bring a copy of the report to our next meeting.
Ah, yes, that's a fantastic idea. Having the physical document in front of us will make it easier to review and provide feedback.
Exactly. That way, we can refer to specific sections or pages as we go through it together.
Definitely. It'll help us identify any areas that need clarification or further elaboration.
Absolutely. I also think it would be good to come prepared with a list of questions or concerns we want to address.
Right, that way we can make the most of our meeting time and ensure we cover everything thoroughly.
Precisely. And if there are any charts, graphs, or appendices, having the report on hand will be invaluable.
Absolutely. I'll make sure to print out a copy and review it before our meeting.
Great, I'll do the same. It'll be so much more efficient and productive.
I agree. This is going to be a really productive session. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Working together on this report is going to be a breeze.
Definitely. With our preparation and teamwork, I'm confident we'll get it done quickly and effectively.
Absolutely. I'm glad we're on the same page. See you at the meeting, Anna.
Lesson 2, Travel Inspiration.
Hey Anna, I've been thinking about taking a trip abroad. Do you have any travel tips you can share?
Ooh, that's so exciting. Where were you thinking of going, John?
I'm not sure yet, to be honest. I'm kind of open to suggestions. Do you have any favorite destinations?
Well, that really depends on what kind of experience you're looking for. Are you more interested in a relaxing beach vacation or an adventurous exploration?
That's a good question. I think I'd like a bit of both, if possible. Some time to unwind, but also some opportunities to immerse myself in the local culture.
Okay, I've got just the place in mind then. Have you ever considered visiting Southeast Asia?
Southeast Asia, huh? I can't say that I've given it much thought before. What makes that region so appealing?
Oh, where do I even begin? The diverse landscapes, the vibrant cities, the rich cultural heritage, it's truly a feast for the senses.
That does sound pretty enticing. Any particular countries or cities you'd recommend checking out?
Well, Thailand is always a popular choice. The beaches in places like Phuket and Krabi are absolutely stunning. And the food in Bangkok is out of this world.
Thai food, huh? That does sound right up my alley. What about somewhere a little off the beaten path?
In that case, you might want to consider Vietnam. The scenery in places like Halong Bay and Sapa is simply breathtaking.
Vietnam, huh? I don't know much about it, to be honest. What's the vibe like over there?
It's a fascinating blend of old and new. You've got the bustling, modern cities like Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City, but then you also have these serene, rural areas that really give you a sense of the country's rich history and culture.
That does sound pretty intriguing. And the logistics of getting around and finding accommodation and all that, is it relatively straightforward for a first-time traveler?
Absolutely. Vietnam is actually quite tourist-friendly, with a well-developed infrastructure and plenty of accommodations and transportation options to choose from.
Well, you've definitely piqued my interest. I'm starting to feel like a trip to Vietnam might be just what I need.
I'm so glad to hear that, John. If you do decide to go, let me know and I can share some more specific tips and recommendations.
Will do, thanks so much. This has been really helpful. I feel like I've got a much better sense of where I might want to go now.
I'm thrilled to hear that. Just let me know if you have any other questions as you start planning your trip. I'm always happy to help.
Awesome, I appreciate it. This has been a great conversation. I'm really excited to start exploring the possibilities.
Lesson 3, Club Curiosity.
Hey Anna, have you heard about the new hiking club that just started up?
No, I haven't. What can you tell me about it?
Well, a group of outdoor enthusiasts got together and organized these weekly hikes through the local nature preserve.
That sounds really interesting. I've been wanting to get into hiking more, but I don't know anyone else who's into it.
Exactly. That's why this club is such a great opportunity. It's a chance to meet new people who share your love of the outdoors.
That's a good point. I've been feeling a little isolated since I moved to the city. This could be a way for me to make some new friends.
Definitely. Plus, the hikes are led by experienced guides, so you don't have to worry about getting lost or anything.
That's really nice. I hate the idea of venturing out into nature alone, to be honest.
I understand completely. Safety in numbers, you know? Have you thought about joining?
I have, but I'm a little hesitant. I'm not sure if I'm in good enough shape for the hikes.
Ah, don't worry about that. The club caters to all fitness levels. There are options for easy, moderate, and challenging trails.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, you've convinced me. I think I'm going to give it a try.
Awesome! I'm sure you're going to love it. Let me know if you need any details on how to sign up.
Will do. Thanks for telling me about this, John. I'm really excited to get out there and explore.
My pleasure. I have a feeling you're going to make some great new friends in the hiking club.
I hope so. It'll be nice to have a supportive community to share my outdoor adventures with.
Absolutely. Well, I'll let you get to it. Have fun on your first hike.
Lesson 4, Study Strategies.
Yo, Anna, can I ask you something?
Sure, what's up?
Lately, I've been feeling really overwhelmed with all the schoolwork. Do you have any advice on how to manage it better?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're feeling that way. Schoolwork can definitely be a lot to handle sometimes.
Yeah, it's just been piling up, and I'm struggling to stay on top of everything.
I've been there before. One thing that really helped me was learning some effective study strategies.
Like what? I'm open to trying anything at this point.
Well, one thing that made a big difference for me was creating a detailed schedule and sticking to it.
A schedule, huh? That makes sense, but how do you actually make that work?
The key is to block out specific times for studying, instead of just trying to cram whenever you can.
Okay, that makes sense. And what about, actually retaining the information?
Right, that's the tricky part. I found that breaking topics down into smaller, more manageable chunks was really helpful.
I can see how that would work better than trying to memorize everything at once.
Exactly. And don't forget to take regular breaks too. It's important to give your brain a chance to recharge.
Good point. I tend to just power through until I'm totally drained.
Yep, that's a recipe for burnout. Try setting a timer and taking a 5 to 10 minute break every hour or so.
Okay, I'll give that a shot. Any other tips you'd recommend?
Well, one more thing that really helped me was finding a study buddy or group.
Ah, that's a great idea. Studying with someone else can keep you accountable and motivated.
Definitely. And you can quiz each other, which is super helpful for cementing the material.
Awesome, thanks so much for the advice, Anna. I really appreciate you taking the time to share these strategies.
Of course, happy to help. Let me know if you need any other tips as you try to get a handle on things.
Will do. I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about tackling this workload now.
I'm glad to hear it. Good luck, and don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything else.
Thanks, I'll do that. Catch you later.
Lesson 5, Early Morning Travels.
Evening, Anna. I have an early flight tomorrow, and I need to book a taxi. Can you help me out?
Sure thing, John. What time is your flight?
It's at 6 a.m., so I'll need to leave the house by 5.
Okay, got it. Let's see what options we have for a taxi that early in the morning.
I was thinking of calling the local cab company, but I'm not sure if they'll have availability that early.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of taxi services might not start running until a bit later.
Do you have any other suggestions? I really don't want to miss my flight.
Well, have you considered using a rideshare service like Uber or Lyft?
Oh, that's a great idea. I hadn't even thought of that. Do you think they'd have drivers available that early?
Definitely. Rideshare services tend to have 24/7 coverage, so you should be able to schedule a pickup.
Awesome, that's a huge relief. I'll go ahead and book an Uber for 5 a.m. then.
Sounds like a plan. Just make sure to give yourself plenty of extra time, in case there's any traffic or delays.
Good call. I'll probably aim to be at the airport by 5:30 to be on the safe side.
Smart move. And don't forget to pack any essentials you might need for the flight.
Right, good reminder. I'll make a quick checklist before bed to make sure I've got everything.
Perfect. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to help with your early morning travel plans.
Will do, thanks so much, Anna. I really appreciate you taking the time to help me out.
Of course, happy to lend a hand. Safe travels, and let me know how the flight goes.
Will do. Catch you later.
Lesson 6: Staying mindful.
Hey, Anna, how's it going?
Hey there, I'm doing pretty well, just trying to stay mindful and present.
Ah, I hear you. Mindfulness is so important these days, with all the craziness going on.
Definitely. It can be a real challenge to stay focused and grounded, but it makes such a difference.
Totally. What kind of mindfulness practices have you been incorporating into your routine?
Well, I've been trying to do a short meditation in the morning before I start my day.
Nice, that's a great way to set the tone. What about throughout the rest of the day?
I also try to take mindful breaks, even if it's just a few minutes of deep breathing.
That's awesome. I've been meaning to get better about that myself.
It really does help clear your head and recenter yourself. Even little things can make a big difference.
Any other tips you'd recommend for staying mindful on a daily basis?
Well, I find it helpful to do a quick body scan throughout the day.
A body scan, huh? What does that entail exactly?
It's just taking a moment to tune into how your body is feeling any tension, aches, or sensations.
Ah, I see, that makes sense. And that helps you stay present and grounded.
Exactly. It's a great way to check in with yourself and bring your awareness to the here and now.
I'll have to give that a try. Any other mindfulness practices you find useful?
Well, one thing that's been really helpful for me is keeping a gratitude journal.
Oh, that's a good one. Focusing on what you're grateful for can shift your whole perspective.
Absolutely. It's a great way to cultivate more positivity and appreciation in your life.
I love that. I'm definitely going to have to incorporate some of these tips.
Awesome, I'm glad I could share some ideas that resonate with you. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Will do, thanks so much, Anna. Catch you later.
Lesson 7, A Special Occasion.
Hi, Anna. I need to find a dress for a special occasion coming up. Do you have any recommendations?
Morning, John, I'd be happy to help. We have a great selection of dresses at the shop. What kind of style are you looking for? Formal, casual, something in between?
It's a semi-formal event, so I was thinking something a little dressy but not too fancy.
Okay, I think I have just the thing. Let me show you this lovely floral midi dress we just got in. The pattern is really eye-catching, but the cut is still quite elegant.
Ooh, that does look nice. Can I take a closer look?
Absolutely, here you go. The fabric is really soft and the A-line silhouette is very flattering.
I'm loving the colors, and the length is perfect. How much is it?
It's currently on sale for $75. A real steal for the quality.
Fantastic, I'll take it. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Wonderful, I'm so glad we could find the perfect dress for your occasion. Let me ring you up.
You're a lifesaver, Anna. I really appreciate your help.
Lesson 8, Coping with Challenges.
Hey Anna, can I get your advice on something?
Sure, John, what's up?
I've been feeling a bit overwhelmed lately. Work has been really busy and I'm struggling to keep up.
I'm sorry to hear that. Dealing with a heavy workload can be really stressful. How have you been coping with it?
Well, to be honest, I haven't been coping that well. I've just been powering through, but I'm starting to feel burnt out.
I see. It's important to take care of yourself, especially in those challenging times. Have you tried learning any new skills to help manage your workload better?
That's a good idea. I've been meaning to get better at time management and organization, but I just haven't made the time for it.
Maybe you could start by setting aside some dedicated time each week for professional development. Even just an hour or two can make a big difference.
That's a great suggestion. I think I'll try that. Any other tips for coping with this kind of stress?
Well, it's also important to take breaks and do things you enjoy outside of work. Make sure you're getting enough rest and exercise too. Those self-care habits can really help recharge your batteries.
You're absolutely right. I need to do a better job of maintaining a healthy work-life balance. Thanks for the advice, Anna. I feel better already.
Lesson 9, Duty-Free Adventures.
Hey Anna, have you ever explored the duty-free shops at the airport before boarding a flight?
No, I haven't had the chance yet. What's it like?
It's amazing. You can find all sorts of incredible deals on luxury items, electronics, and even alcohol and tobacco products.
Wow, that sounds really tempting. Do you have any tips for navigating the duty-free area?
Absolutely. First, make sure you know the customs and security requirements before you go in. You don't want any surprises at the checkpoint.
Good point. I heard you need to clear customs and security before you can access the duty-free shops.
Exactly. And it's a good idea to have an idea of what you want to buy beforehand, so you don't get overwhelmed by all the options.
That makes sense. I'll make a mental note of a few things I've been wanting to get and keep an eye out for deals.
Definitely. The prices are usually much lower than what you'd find in regular stores, so it's a great opportunity to treat yourself.
I can't wait to check it out. Thanks for the tips, John. I'm sure I'll find some amazing deals.
No problem at all. Enjoy your duty-free shopping adventure.
Lesson 10, When can I go home?
Hey Anna, I wanted to ask you something.
Sure, what is it?
When do you think we can go home? I'm starting to feel a bit restless.
Let me think about that. I'm not sure if we should ask just yet.
Why not? I thought we could check in with the organizers and see if they have a tentative timeline.
I know, but I don't want to seem impatient or disinterested. Maybe we should wait a little longer.
Okay, I understand. But at some point, I think we should inquire about the plan for heading back.
You're right. I'll make a note to ask the organizers later, but not right now. We should give them some more time.
Alright, sounds good. I'll try to be patient, but you know how I can get sometimes.
I know. Just try to relax and enjoy the experience for now. The time will fly by, and before you know it, we'll be on our way home.
You're probably right. I should just take it easy and not worry about it too much.
Exactly. We can check in later, but for now, let's make the most of our time here.
Okay, you convinced me. I'll try to chill out a bit. Thanks, Anna.
Lesson 11, Sweeping Changes.
Good morning, Anna. Have you noticed the sweeping changes happening in our industrial landscape lately?
Indeed, John. The rapid advancements in technology have been nothing short of revolutionary.
Absolutely. It's as if the pace of progress has accelerated dramatically, leaving many of us struggling to keep up.
I often find myself in awe of how quickly new innovations are disrupting traditional industries. It's both exciting and a bit dizzying.
I couldn't agree more. It's almost as if we're living in a world akin to science fiction, where the once unimaginable has become a reality.
Absolutely. And we can largely thank the brilliant minds and tireless efforts of countless innovators for these sweeping changes.
Precisely. Their dedication and vision have been instrumental in ushering in this new era of technological marvels.
It's truly remarkable how they've managed to transform so many aspects of our daily lives. I'm curious to see what the future holds.
Me too, Anna. These are undoubtedly transformative times, and I'm eager to see how it all unfolds.
Lesson 12, a book club invitation.
Hey, Anna, I have an idea I'd like to run by you.
Sure, John, I'm all ears. What's on your mind?
Well, I was thinking we could start a book club. I know you're an avid reader, and I thought it would be a great way for us to connect and discuss some thought provoking literature.
Oh, that's a wonderful idea. I'd be delighted to join. When and where were you thinking of having our first meeting?
I was thinking we could have the first one at that cozy little cafe downtown. They have a nice private room we could use, and the atmosphere is perfect for a lively book discussion.
Sounds perfect. And you're always welcome to suggest the books we read. I'm sure we could come up with some truly engaging titles to explore together.
Absolutely. I'm excited to get this book club off the ground. We can have a great time discussing our favorite books and maybe even discover some new literary gems.
I couldn't agree more, John. This is going to be wonderful. When should we plan to have our first meeting?
How about this weekend? Would that work for you?
Yes, that would be wonderful. I'll be there with bells on. This is going to be so much fun.
Great, I'll make the arrangements. I can't wait to get started on our new book club adventure.
Lesson 13, a career aspiration.
Morning, Anna. I wanted to share something with you about my career goals.
Oh, do tell. I'm always interested to hear about your professional aspirations.
Well, one of my main goals is to advance in my career and become a manager. I feel I've gained a lot of valuable experience in my current role, and I'm ready to take on more responsibility.
That's an admirable goal, John. What exactly are you hoping to achieve by moving into a managerial position?
I think it would allow me to have a greater impact on the direction of the company. As a manager, I'd be able to guide and mentor a team, and really help shape the overall strategy.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. Do you have a specific timeline in mind for this career progression?
Ideally, I'd like to be in a management role within the next 2 to 3 years. I'm planning to take on some additional projects to showcase my leadership abilities.
That's a great plan. I'm sure with your strong work ethic and strategic mindset, you'll be well on your way to that managerial position.
I certainly hope so. It's going to require a lot of hard work, but I'm motivated and ready for the challenge.
I have no doubt you'll succeed, John. Your dedication and drive are truly impressive. Let me know if there's anything I can do to support you along the way.
I appreciate that, Anna. Your encouragement means a lot. I'm excited to see what the future holds for my career.
Lesson 14, Exploring New Ideas.
Hey Anna, you mentioned an interesting idea earlier. Can you tell me more about the rationale behind it?
Absolutely, John. I've been thinking about this new approach to our marketing strategy, and I'd love to get your perspective.
Sounds great. I'm all ears. What's the basic premise of this new idea?
Well, the key is to really focus on leveraging our social media channels to connect with our target audience in a more authentic way. I believe we can drive more meaningful engagement that way.
That's an interesting take. What made you arrive at that conclusion? What's the reasoning behind it?
Based on the market research we've done, our customers are increasingly looking to social media for their purchasing decisions. They want to feel a real connection with the brands they support.
I see. That makes a lot of sense. So you think by strengthening our social media presence, we can better tap into that need for authenticity and community?
Precisely. If we can create genuinely engaging content and foster those one-on-one interactions, I believe it will translate to higher conversion rates and brand loyalty.
I can certainly see the logic in that. Have you mapped out a specific execution plan for rolling out this new social media focused strategy?
Yes, I've drafted a detailed proposal outlining the key tactics and metrics we'd want to track. I'd be happy to walk you through it if you're interested.
Definitely, I'd love to take a closer look. This seems like a promising direction for us to explore further.
Great, I'll send over the proposal so you can review it. I'm excited to get your feedback and see how we can potentially implement this new approach.
Sounds good. I appreciate you taking the time to explain the rationale behind this idea. It's really got me intrigued.
Lesson 15, Overcoming Adversity.
Morning, Anna. I heard you mention earlier about George Washington Carver's inspiring story. Can you tell me more about that?
Absolutely, John. George Washington Carver's life is a remarkable example of success, despite adversity.
That's fascinating. What were some of the key challenges he faced early on?
Well, he was born into slavery in Missouri, and faced immense hardship and discrimination from a very young age. Yet, he was driven to pursue an education.
Wow, that's quite remarkable. I can't imagine the obstacles he must have had to overcome just to get an education.
Indeed. Despite being denied entry to several universities due to his race, He eventually earned a master's degree and became a renowned agricultural scientist.
Incredible. So, how did he manage to achieve such great success in the face of those adversities?
From what I've read, Carver had an unwavering determination and passion for learning. He never let the discrimination he faced deter him from his goals.
That kind of resilience is truly inspirational. What were some of Carver's key contributions and achievements?
He is best known for his pioneering work in crop rotation and developing hundreds of products from peanuts and sweet potatoes. His innovations helped revitalize Southern agriculture.
That's amazing. He was able to take such a difficult start in life and turn it into something so impactful and meaningful.
Absolutely. Carver's story really shows how one can overcome enormous obstacles through hard work, creativity, and an unbreakable spirit.
It's a powerful reminder that success is possible, no matter the challenges we face. His story is truly inspiring.
Lesson 16: Backpacking Adventures.
Hey there, Anna. I heard you recently went on a backpacking trip. How was that experience?
It was amazing, John. I just got back from an incredible hike through the European countryside.
Europe, huh? That sounds like an incredible adventure. What made you decide to go backpacking there?
Well, I've always wanted to explore more of Europe, and I figured backpacking would be the perfect way to really immerse myself in the culture and scenery.
That makes a lot of sense. What were some of the highlights of your trip?
Oh, there were so many. I loved wandering through the charming medieval towns, taking in the stunning mountain vistas, and meeting fellow travelers from all over the world.
Sounds like an incredible way to see Europe. Were there any particularly memorable moments or experiences?
Definitely. One that stands out was stumbling upon this tiny hilltop village tucked away in the Alps. The views from up there were absolutely breathtaking.
Wow, that must have been incredible. I can just imagine standing up on that hilltop, taking in the sweeping mountain landscapes.
It was truly magical. The peace and tranquility of that place was unlike anything I've experienced before.
I bet. Backpacking through Europe sounds like the perfect way to disconnect and immerse yourself in the natural beauty.
Absolutely. It was such a rejuvenating and eye-opening experience. I can't wait to plan my next backpacking adventure.
That's awesome. I'm glad you had such an incredible time. Definitely inspires me to consider doing something similar.
Lesson 17: The struggle to find the right products.
Hey Anna, I know you've been on the hunt for some new products lately. How's that going?
Ugh, it's been such a struggle, John. I wish there was an easier way to find suitable products that actually work.
I can imagine. There's just so much out there, it must be overwhelming trying to sift through everything.
Exactly. I spend hours researching and reading reviews, but it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
That does not sound fun at all. What kind of products are you looking for anyway?
Well, I'm in the market for a new skincare routine, some eco-friendly cleaning supplies, and a couple of wardrobe staples.
Yikes, that's a lot to tackle at once. No wonder you're feeling frustrated.
I know, right? I just want simple solutions that I can feel good about, but it's proving to be such a headache.
I'm sorry to hear you're having such a tough time. Maybe you could try narrowing your focus to one category at a time?
That's a good idea. I think I'll start with the skincare, since that's the most pressing for me right now.
Smart move. Take it one step at a time and don't get overwhelmed by all the options.
Definitely. I'm going to approach this methodically and not get bogged down in the details.
That's the way to do it. I'm sure you'll find some great products once you hone in on your specific needs.
I hope so. Fingers crossed I can find a routine that works for me without all the hassle.
I'm rooting for you, Anna. Let me know if you need any recommendations along the way.
Lesson 18, Finding the Perfect Reading Nook.
Morning, Anna. I heard you've been on the hunt for a cozy reading spot in your place.
You bet, John. I'm determined to create the ultimate reading nook in my living room.
Oh, that sounds lovely. What's your game plan for setting it up?
Well, first I find a quiet and comfortable spot in my living room that gets good natural light.
Ah, natural light is key for a relaxing reading environment. What else are you looking for?
I'm thinking a plush armchair, maybe with a footrest, and a side table for my books and a cup of tea.
Ooh, that sounds so inviting. A cozy chair and a hot beverage perfect for getting lost in a good book.
Exactly. And I want to add some personal touches, like a cozy throw blanket and some plants or flowers.
Those little details really make a space feel warm and welcoming. I love that you're putting so much thought into it.
Thanks. I want it to be a true sanctuary where I can unwind and escape into whatever I'm reading.
I'm sure with your keen eye for design, you'll create the ultimate reading oasis in no time.
I hope so. I'm scouring thrift stores and online shops to find the perfect pieces.
Well, let me know if you need any help sourcing items or putting it all together. I'm happy to lend a hand.
Ah, you're the best, John. I may just take you up on that offer.
Anytime, Anna. Can't wait to see the finished product and get a glimpse of your new reading retreat.
Me neither. I'll be sure to give you a full tour once it's all set up.
Sounds like a plan. Happy hunting, and let me know if inspiration strikes along the way.
Lesson 19, Embracing Honesty.
Morning, Anna. I wanted to pick your brain on something.
Sure, John, what's up?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about honesty lately. It can be tough, but I believe it's the best policy.
I hear you. Sometimes it's really hard to be completely honest, even when we know it's the right thing to do.
Exactly. There are times when the truth can be uncomfortable or even painful to share.
Definitely. But don't you think being honest, even when it's difficult, is the best way to build trust and strengthen relationships?
Absolutely. Honesty may be challenging in the moment, but it pays off in the long run.
I agree. Plus, I find that when I'm honest, even about tough things, I feel so much better afterwards.
Me too. It's like a weight lifted off your shoulders?
Exactly. And you don't have to worry about keeping up with any lies or half-truths.
Absolutely. Honesty is just so much simpler, even if it's not always the easiest path.
Agreed. And I think people really respect and appreciate it when someone is willing to be upfront.
Definitely. It shows you value the relationship and trust the other person.
Exactly. And isn't that what we all want in our personal and professional lives?
Absolutely. Honesty is the foundation for meaningful connections.
Well said, John. I'm glad we see eye to eye on the importance of being truthful.
Me too, Anna. It's a lesson I try to apply in all aspects of my life.
Same here. Honesty may not always be comfortable, but it's always the right choice.
I couldn't agree more. Thanks for chatting with me about this, it's been a great discussion.
Anytime, John. I'm always happy to explore these kinds of thought-provoking topics.
Likewise. Shall we grab a coffee sometime and continue this conversation?
Sounds like a plan. I'd love to dive deeper into the nuances of honesty over a warm beverage.
Excellent. I'll be in touch to set something up. Talk to you soon, Anna.
Lesson 20, A Vacation Delight.
Morning, Anna. I've been meaning to ask you about your recent vacation.
Hey there, John. It was absolutely wonderful. I had such an amazing time.
That's great to hear. Where did you end up going?
I went to this lovely hotel in the mountains. The scenery was breathtaking.
Wow, that sounds incredible. And what about the accommodations? Was the hotel nice?
It was fantastic. The room was so cozy and comfortable, and get this, breakfast was included.
No way, that's a great perk. How much did a stay like that end up costing you?
You know, it was really reasonable. The nightly rate was very affordable, especially with the free breakfast.
That's awesome. I love when you can find a high-quality hotel at a good price.
Me too. It made the whole trip feel like such a steal. The value was unbeatable.
I bet. So, what did you enjoy most about your time there? The views, the food, the amenities?
That's a tough one. I think it was the overall atmosphere. It was so peaceful and relaxing.
That sounds divine. I could use a little R&R in a beautiful mountain setting.
You should definitely plan a trip. I can share the hotel details if you're interested.
Yes, please do. I'd love to check it out. When's the best time of year to go?
Well, the summer months are gorgeous, but the fall foliage is stunning too.
Good to know. I'll have to look into some dates and see what works best.
Sounds like a plan. Let me know if you need any other tips for planning the perfect getaway.
I appreciate that, Anna. This has me really excited to start planning my own mountain retreat.
I'm so glad I could inspire you. I'm sure you'll have an amazing time wherever you end up.
I'm certain of it. Thanks for the wonderful vacation recommendation, can't wait to book it.
Lesson 21: The Future of Britain.
Morning, Anna. I wanted to get your take on the latest developments in British politics.
Hello, John. It's certainly been a tumultuous time for the country, hasn't it?
You can say that again. I'm curious to hear your perspective. Where do you think Britain is headed?
Well, it's a complex issue, but I'm concerned about the potential reimposition of frontiers at the European level.
I agree, that would be a troubling development. We've made so much progress in breaking down barriers.
Exactly. It feels like we're in danger of undoing all the hard-won gains of the past.
Absolutely. And the implications could be far reaching, both economically and socially.
Definitely. I worry that we haven't yet fully rolled back the frontiers of the state in Britain.
That's a really good point. There's still a lot of work to be done on that front.
Yes, and if we allow those frontiers to be reimposed at the European level, it could set us back even further.
It's a real conundrum. We need to find a way to protect our sovereignty without sacrificing the benefits of international cooperation.
Precisely. It's a delicate balance, and I'm not sure the current political leadership has the vision or the will to get it right.
That's a fair assessment. The rhetoric has been more divisive than constructive, in my opinion.
I couldn't agree more. We need leaders who can bring people together and chart a clear path forward.
Absolutely. The future of Britain hangs in the balance, and we can't afford to get this wrong.
Well said. I hope our fellow citizens recognize the gravity of the situation and demand better from their elected officials.
Me too, Anna. It's going to take a concerted effort, but I believe we can get Britain back on the right track.